Hey guys, it's Kyle again. This is a pretty weird time for me to decide to do my Daytona 500 review, but better late than never. Um, Daytona was the 2012 Daytona 500 was definitely a memorable one. The first time it's ever been rained out, and it's the first time that it's ever been raced on a different day than what it was supposed to be on. So that was one reason why it was so memorable. Another reason why it was so memorable was because of all the action that happened on the track. I mean, tweeting drivers, blowing up or exploding jet dryer trucks. Mondo wrecks, and a rare Hendrick blown engine, which plagued the 2014 this time. So yeah, it was a pretty crazy Daytona 500. Top it all off, Matt Kenseth got Roush its 300th NASCAR win. So pretty good for those guys. Pretty good job by those guys, and Matt deserved it. I mean, he was leading at the end, and nobody was able to get by him. Not Junior tried as hard as he could. It's good to see Junior actually race again, by the way. But as hard as he tried, he couldn't catch Matt. Matt's car was just too good, and he had Greg Biffle right behind him the whole time. So it was going to be hard for Junior, even when he was right behind Matt Kenseth. Junior's car obviously did not have the speed that Matt's had, and Matt just from the time that Matt took the lead, it was pretty much Matt's race to lose. So it was a pretty good show of what Roush, specifically the 17 team, has as far as engines go, and strength and stability in their engines. So their restrictor plate program has undoubtedly been uncanny at these Daytona races, especially considering the fact that they swept both races. Roush swept both. Ford FR9 Roush Yates engine swept both Daytona races in 2011. Trevor Bayne winning for the Wood Brothers, and then David Reagan winning for Roush Fenway Racing. I don't like Ford, but Ford has earned the wins that they've got, so it's kind of hard to be mad at Ford, even though I don't like them. But anyway, it's not really about liking Ford. It's the drivers for me. I'm a driver fan. I don't pull for. I used to be a manufacturer fan, but that doesn't really pay off very well, especially when you have drivers that you really like and you just hate to quit pulling for them just because they go to a different make. I had to put up with that with Casey Kane. Casey Kane went to Ford, and my attitude towards Ford suddenly changed a little bit. But anyway, back to Daytona. What stood out to me was the drafting. NASCAR tried to eliminate the two-car draft, which in my opinion was a bad move. I would much rather have seen two-car drafting than the wreck fest that went on at the Daytona 500. Good race. I'm not going to take anything away from the race. It was good, but I do not like seeing over half the cars being taken out. So, yeah, not should have just stuck with the 2-car draft, in my opinion. Keselowski tweeting, it's not really a big deal. The car, he was most of the time he was tweeting, he wasn't even in his car, so. And it's not like he was tweeting while he was going 200 miles an hour and be like, oh look, I'm going 200 miles an hour while I'm tweeting. Oh my goodness, ooh. Look at me, I'm a daredevil. I'm a rebel. And Brad has gotten in trouble because of Twitter before by NASCAR, but this time NASCAR was gracious enough to let it slide. But they weren't so gracious on the 48 team. I mean, the 15 team of Boyer had their own little altercation, but apparently it wasn't as bad as Jimmy Johnson's. I'm still confused about the details of that, so I'm gonna have to look more into that. But apparently the C-posts were not legal, but yet Chad Knaus and them claim that they never had them on the car, which really confuses the heck out of me, because I'm like, why in the world would NASCAR penalize them for having C-posts that weren't even on the car? I don't know. I just don't understand what's going on here. But Chad Knaus is due to be suspended for 6 races. He will be at Phoenix and possibly Las Vegas due to an appeal that because Hendrick Motorsports plans on appealing the penalty of NASCAR. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't think it's fair. Jimmy Johnson and Chad Knaus, I mean, if I understand it right, they don't deserve diddly squat as far as penalties go. But right now, Jimmy Johnson's sitting negative in points, 43rd or 42nd in points right now. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy business. With that said, it's time for my awards. Newt Points Awards, which is the equivalent of the Jimmy Spencer Cigar Award. The first Newt Point Award goes to Brad Keselowski for standing up for himself and for explaining why he had his cell phone in his car, and for gaining a lot of fans because of his tweets. So he became the first ever driver to tweet inside a car. So it was on the track. So it was a pretty big deal for Brad, and very excited for his for Brad in this season, and really looking forward to what he has in store for us this season. Another Newt Points Award goes to Matt Kenseth, and for Greg Biffle for clarifying that he did not let Matt Kenseth win at all. He especially didn't plan on Dale Jr. trying to. Well, he probably knew that it was going to happen, but he didn't plan on letting it happen. Dale Jr. passing him for second. Greg Biffle is not just going to roll over and let you win. Matt Kenseth was just that good that day. That's all that matters. That's all that happened. Final Newt Points Award goes to Juan Pablo Montoya for being such a trooper after getting hit, or after hitting the truck. I mean, it wasn't his fault, but he's taken so much flack for this. I don't like Montoya personally, but it really wasn't his fault. And then the Dirty Sock Award, which could be a crossover between a Straight Jacket Award and a Crime Tell, goes to NASCAR for the inconsistent fines and probations and suspensions and whatnot. I still think the 48 team is being treated unfairly. Not a fan of the 48, but I think they're being treated unfairly. As for Phoenix, hoping my driver Casey Kane can repeat his recent success on becoming the first driver winning on the new repaved surface on Phoenix, and I'm excited for this weekend. He'll be doing double duty. So will Kyle Busch. So I'm ready to see if either of my drivers can pull off a win or two in the Cup and Nationwide Series. So I'm excited for Phoenix. And thank you for listening. And God bless.